What's up, dudes? Welcome back to the channel. So, after a hurricane, what to do with all the waste? Like, who gets the resources? And the way that I've observed it working in 16, 18, and 22 was you've got contractors, street contractors. They're going to be like district contracted. So, like, they'll be like a district contractor. He'll be employing one-man bands and five-man crew truck stuff, but like they're gonna be picking up the streets. They're gonna pay maybe $1 a yard up to $3 a yard, depending on the logistics needed, maybe $5 a yard. And an equation of how many yards can you carry. If you're carrying less than 30 or 50, you're probably not even in the game. Like probably 50 is probably really what it probably takes. Some guys are doing 100, 120. 150 I think is like max truck. I don't know, but anyway, they're turning a truck, and if they're getting $3 a yard and they've got 150 yards, it's 450 a load. They're trying to turn 4 or 5 a day or whatever they can turn, and depends on how far out you are from the dump facility. Now the dump facility, in my opinion, is a spot to have. That's where you've got the horizontal grinders, all the waste comes, they horizontally grind feed it, and then it's in this mulch pile. That mulch pile has to be moved at the end of the contract. To finish the contract, to close it out, and this contractor's maybe getting also $3 to $5 a yard, maybe less, but probably $3. So we got $3 to pick it up, $3 for the contractor to mulch it, and then they pay to dispose of it. That guy this past storm got paid $3 a yard. So I tried to get as much of it as I could, and it came in like 500,000 yard packages, and they will do shipping. Like they'll do trucking and transport up to like 20-25 miles depending on the deal. I ultimately was not able to get everything in order to land the deal. The main thing that I needed was a piece of land that was approved, like permitted. I could get it permitted, so it wasn't that I couldn't make my own site, but finding a site, you need 20 acres up to 50 acres to take in the mulch. That's the end of the storm. So the storm comes and harvests all the wood in your area that hasn't been harvested for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, whatever. Knocks it down. Like we had like basically top end Cat 4 come through and knocks down maybe 10% of the wood that's in the area, 50 square miles. 10% of it's on the ground. It's at the end of the day, some guy's getting paid $3 a yard to take all that, processed, ready to go. Now he's got to further process it, to increase the value of it. Turn it into compost, which could be $50 a yard. He could put it into animal bedding and then turn it into compost. He could use it to grow mangoes. He could use it into potting soil. Like, there's a lot of things that could happen there up the value change. But ultimately, what that guy has going for him is he has land. He's got the land deal. He's got the ability to keep that stuff there for 3 years, 5 years, 7 years until it sold, moved, whatever, broken down, turned into a different resource, and then that storm is done. Like the 7 years statute, if you will. Like those resources have been expended, but those resources are now somewhere on some piece of land, ideally a food forest that we built. That's or we helped facilitate. But everyone needs one. So, especially in our area, because we live on a sandbar. Like Florida is a peninsula, like it's a sandbar. It's just a sandbar in the middle of two oceans, and it's not an island, but it's got characteristics like it is. And particularly the food production supply of the state. You've got like 22 million people. You can produce a lot here, but you don't have a lot of organic matter because you're a beach. I mean, you were underwater a couple hundred years ago, a couple thousand years ago, whatever. There's shark teeth underneath this tractor. Like if we, start digging it and sift it and stuff, we'll find stuff, like for sure. Manatee bones, fossilized, all that stuff. So that resource is valuable. And if you've got the opportunity, or maybe we'll build a network for future storms, but there's a lot more here that I could go into. Perhaps it's content for a future video, but there's all other things that occur. There's whole economy that occurs around a storm. But ultimately, the where the checks are coming from, they're coming from FEMA. They're coming from the top, like they're coming from printed money machine, and then it's going down to the state level, and then it's going down to the contractor level, and then and I have to say, like, the operations I've seen, because they run a pretty clean operation. Like, I haven't seen in our areas, like the contractors that have been awarded the contract the last 3 times, they've done a good job. I would imagine that that's not the case everywhere, but there's opportunity everywhere, and these storms hit all the time, and there's always going to be natural disasters all over the planet. But in our area, that's how the storms have worked. That's how the resources have worked. My interest is in getting the resources at the end and being like the end holder of the resources. Like that carbon, like 10% of all of Sarasota's production of wood for the last, since 2016, 18. Yeah, 16 would be our last like smash out storm, 16, 18. Like 5 years to 7 years production, 10% of it. I want all those resources and I get paid to take them. Yeah, I'm trying to do that. Other topics for a video, but we've got a compost design we're about to do, like a Joel Salatin design, where we're going to take compost piles, mix corn into it, and start getting pigs to turn it for us. And then we'll be moving the pigs onto different piles, and then sifting those piles out and like breaking the product into faster, getting out into food forests faster and faster. So anyway, thank you guys for being on the channel tonight, and we'll figure out some lighting in this tractor cab. Seems to work well, but we've got other sets, and I've got to just run electricity to the new podcast area. Got a pretty sweet area, just got to get the like big daddy wire up into it, but the rest of everything is like waiting on inspections. So we're getting close to that, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.